You wake up before sunrise. The room is still dim and quiet. You slowly open your eyes and turn your head toward the clock on your nightstand. The numbers look softer than you remember. The glow seems to blur at the edges. You blink a few times, reach for your glasses, and try again. The digits sharpen, but only a little. Your eyes feel dry, scratchy, almost sandy, and you notice something that's been happening more and more lately. It's taking longer each morning for your vision to settle, and that unsettles you too. You tell yourself it's just normal aging. Maybe all those years of reading in bed, maybe the late night television or scrolling on your phone. You think about the bright lights, the screens, the lack of sleep, and you quietly accept that this is simply how getting older is supposed to look. But a quiet thought slips in. What if this is the start of something more serious? My name is Dr. Williams Thompson, and I've spent decades helping older adults protect their eyesight using simple, practical strategies that don't require prescriptions or clinic visits. And here's what I want you to know. The first line of support for your vision doesn't have to come from another medication or an expensive procedure. It can come from a simple habit you do before bed, using natural oils that people have relied on for generations to stay well and protect their eyes. Imagine taking a small dose of something pure and time-tested each evening, something that helps your eyes stay calmer, better protected, and more comfortable through the night. Today, I'm going to walk you through 5 powerful oils that support aging eyes while you sleep. These aren't trendy supplements or miracle cures. They're research-backed natural compounds that nourish eye tissue, calm irritation, and help the delicate cells in your eyes repair and renew themselves overnight. Before we dive in, I'm curious, where in the world are you watching from right now? And how's your vision been lately? Are you noticing changes? Struggling with dryness, blurriness, or discomfort? Drop your city or country and a quick note about your eyesight in the comments below. I read every message, and it helps me understand what matters most to you. Now, vision changes don't usually arrive in one dramatic event. They show up slowly. Reading menus gets harder. Street signs seem less sharp at night. Small print needs more light. The cells that help you see fine detail have to work harder, and the protective layers that once seemed effortless now need extra care. Blood flow to the tiny vessels in and around the eye can slow down. The natural moisture that keeps the surface smooth can thin, and tiny bits of wear and tear can build up in sensitive tissues. In simple terms, your eyes aren't breaking. They're signaling that they need extra support, especially while you rest. Here's the encouraging part. You're not powerless. Certain natural oils used in the right way before bed can bring in healthy fats that nourish eye tissue, calm irritation, and support the cells that let you see clearly, helping them repair and renew while you sleep. Let's start with the first oil. Oil 1, fish oil. The first oil may look simple in a soft gel capsule, but for aging eyes, it acts like a quiet night guard, standing watch over the delicate cells that let you see faces, words, and the road ahead. Fish oil comes from cold water fish like salmon, mackerel, and sardines, and inside it holds special fats your eyes cannot make on their own. One of these, called DHA, is actually built into the retina, the thin layer at the back of your eye that catches light and turns it into images. Another, called EPA, helps calm inflammation that can slowly wear those tissues down. Taken at night, these fats are ready in your bloodstream while your eyes are resting and repairing. The retina has one main job, turning light into clear images, and it works almost non-stop your whole life. Because it's so active, it needs strong, flexible cell walls and steady blood flow to stay healthy. DHA from fish oil acts like a building block that keeps those cell walls soft and responsive instead of stiff and fragile. This flexibility is especially important in the central retina, the area where you focus to read, recognize faces, and see fine detail. Doctors use the term age-related macular degeneration, or AMD, to describe the slow breakdown of the central vision area in many older adults. Large research studies have found that people who get more omega-3 fats from fish oil tend to have slower changes in this area over time. Fish oil doesn't act like a quick drug. It simply makes the retina harder to damage in the first place. And for someone who wants to keep reading, driving, and seeing loved ones clearly, that kind of quiet protection matters enormously. Inside the eye, tiny cells called photoreceptors catch light and send signals to the brain so you can see. These cells are very sensitive to swelling, irritation, and waste buildup. which can happen more often with age. Omega-3 fats from fish oil help lower that irritation and keep the fluid around those cells calmer so they can keep firing properly. When those light-sensing cells stay healthier, the brain keeps getting a sharper signal and pictures stay clear. If you want to try fish oil for your eyes, start with a simple bedtime routine. Many doctors suggest around 1,000 to 1,500 milliliters of combined DHA and EPA per day, taken with a small snack in the evening to reduce any aftertaste. Swallow the capsules with water just before you brush your teeth and head to bed. Keep them in the same spot each night so you remember. Taken this way, the oil works in the background while you sleep, supporting the tissue that will have to work again as soon as you open your eyes in the morning. Over the first few weeks, the main change is happening deep in the retina. So you may not notice anything dramatic at first, but over time, many seniors describe feeling more confident reading in normal room light, less bothered by slight dimness, and less worried about slow changes in central vision. The real value isn't in a sudden wow moment. It's in helping your eyes hold their ground as the years pass. I worked with a man named Leonard, a 68-year-old retired postal worker who'd been noticing that reading his evening newspaper was becoming increasingly difficult. The word seemed fuzzy, especially under his usual lamp. I suggested he start taking fish oil capsules before bed. Nothing else, just that one simple addition. Within 2 months, he told me the words on the page felt more solid. He wasn't squinting as much, and he could read for longer stretches without his eyes feeling strained. That's the power of giving your retina the building blocks it needs to stay strong. Oil 2, extra virgin olive oil. The second oil focuses on something different: the surface of your eye and the moisture that keeps it comfortable. As evening settles and the lights dim, your eyes have already worked hard through hours of reading screens and dry indoor air. This is when that rough, sandy feeling often shows up, making it harder to relax or fall asleep. Extra virgin olive oil steps in here as a quiet helper. Not a drug or a trick, just a gentle oil that works with your body during its natural repair time at night. For centuries, families around the Mediterranean have used this golden oil not only in cooking, but also as a nightly aid for stiffness, dryness, and overall comfort. Today, that same traditional respect is meeting careful research, and we can see what's happening inside the eyes, not just on the surface. Olive oil is rich in oleic acid and a special antioxidant called hydroxyl. Together, they protect your eyes like a gentle, steady guard. Oleic acid helps calm irritation in tiny tissues, while hydroxyl looks for unstable molecules that can damage delicate retinal cells, clearing away sparks before they land on something important. When you take it at night, these compounds move through your system while you sleep, supporting the natural repair work your eyes are already trying to do. In a 2021 study, adults over 60 with dry eye complaints were divided into 2 groups. One group took about 1 tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil with their evening meal, while another group used a neutral oil instead. After 12 weeks, the olive oil group showed clear lab signs of lower oxidative stress and better tear quality, along with fewer reports of morning dryness. The comparison group didn't see the same level of change. What that felt like in daily life was simple: fewer mornings with burning or sandy eyes, less need to reach for drops right away, and more comfort watching TV in the evening. Another important benefit: olive oil supports the very thin tear layer that coats your eye. Certain natural fats in extra virgin olive oil help your glands produce a smooth, more stable tear film, so moisture doesn't break up or evaporate too fast. When that film is steady, the surface of your eye stays calmer, the lids glide more easily, and the tissues underneath can repair without the constant scraping of dryness through the night. I had a patient named Ruth, a woman in her early 70s who used to keep 3 different bottles of eye drops on her nightstand because she'd wake up several times each night with burning eyes. After she began taking a small spoonful of extra virgin olive oil with her bedtime snack, those nighttime wake-ups slowly faded. "I still keep the drops nearby," she told me, "but now they're more for backup than survival." That simple change turned her nights from restless and irritated into something much calmer. So, how do you actually use this oil in a way that fits your normal routine? A simple place to start is 1 teaspoon to 1 teaspoon of high-quality extra virgin olive oil with or after your evening meal. You can take it straight from the spoon, drizzle it over cooked vegetables, or mix it into a small bowl of yogurt. Its taste is smooth and slightly peppery, which many people enjoy when paired with food. What matters most is using a steady, modest amount each night, not trying to load up all at once. Look for organic, cold-pressed, extra virgin olive oil in a dark glass bottle. Avoid light or highly refined versions. The darker bottle and gentle processing help keep the oleic acid and protective antioxidants intact. Over the next few weeks, you may notice changes that are quiet but real. Eyelids that don't stick when you first wake up. Less burning. Fewer urges to rub your eyes at night. Your vision may feel softer but clearer, as if the rough edges of dryness have been smoothed out. Oil 3, black seed oil. The third oil addresses something deeper, the hidden inflammation inside the eye that can make your vision feel tired, hot, and strained by evening. For centuries, healers across the Middle East and parts of Asia have reached for black seed oil when the body felt irritated and worn down. This dark, humble seed oil was often called a gift for those exhausted by age and long days of work. People would take a small spoonful before rest, trusting it to cool the inside and quiet overused, aching eyes. Those older traditions didn't have lab tests or modern scans, but they noticed something real. People using this oil seem to handle strain and illness with more ease. Today, careful studies help explain why. Inside black seed oil is a standout compound called thioquinone, where much of its eye-protecting power begins. Thymoquinone helps turn down signals in the body that keep inflammation switched on, especially in delicate tissues like the retina and the optic nerve. When these signals run too high for too long, they can damage cells that help you see fine detail and handle light changes. By lowering that inner heat, your eyes have a better chance to repair quietly while you sleep. In one small study, older adults with burning, red, and easily tired eyes were divided into two groups. One group took a low nightly dose of black seed oil for several weeks, while the other group took a look-alike oil without thioquinone. By the end of the trial, those using black seed oil reported less burning, less blur, and tests showed lower inflammation in their tear fluid and blood. Many also shared that their eyes felt calmer when reading or watching television before bed. I worked with a man named George, a retired mechanic in his early 70s, who told me that by evening his eyes felt hot and gritty. He often used several types of drops just to get through his favorite news program. I suggested a simple formula: 1 teaspoon of black seed oil with a small fat-containing snack, like a piece of cheese or a spoonful of yogurt, about an hour before bed. After 4 weeks, he said, "My eyes don't yell at me at night anymore. They just feel normal again." He understood that this oil wasn't a quick trick. It was steady support that let his own body calm things down over time. Here's how you can fold this into your nightly routine. Take about 1 teaspoon of black seed oil in the evening, roughly 1 to 2 hours before you go to sleep. Swallow it straight if you like the taste, or mix it into yogurt, warm milk, or a simple evening snack. Aim to have at least a little healthy fat with it, like yogurt, a few nuts, or a slice of avocado, because that helps your body absorb more of the thymoquinone. Try to take it at about the same time each night. Don't expect big changes overnight. Many people notice a small shift in 1 to 3 weeks, such as less stinging at night or less redness around the edges of the eyes when they wake. By 6 to 8 weeks of steady use, some feel that their eyes can handle reading, phone screens, or evening television with less strain. Oil 4, sea buckthorn oil. The fourth oil comes from a bright orange berry that grows in cold, windy places across Asia and Europe. For generations, people have used this thick, golden oil to soothe dry skin, cracked lips, and irritated mucous membranes. Today, we understand that those same soothing qualities make it a powerful friend for dry, tired eyes, especially for those who wake up with scratchy discomfort. Sea buckthorn oil is one of the rare plant sources rich in omega-7, a special fat that supports the surfaces that line your eyes, nose, and mouth. It also contains carotenoids and vitamin E, nutrients that support the outer layer of the eye and help limit damage from dryness and air exposure. Together, these components help your tear film stay thicker and more stable while you sleep. In a 2010 double-blind study from the University of Turku in Finland, about 100 adults with mild to moderate dry eye symptoms were followed over 3 months. Half took sea buckthorn oil capsules each day, while the others took a placebo oil with no omega-7. By week 12, the SEEB buckthorn group showed improvement in tear stability and less morning dryness and irritation, while the placebo group had no meaningful change. These were everyday people, many in their 50s and 60s, still reading, driving, and caring for family, just hoping to stop waking up with eyes that felt like sandpaper. Omega-7 in SEEB buckthorn oil supports the thin, moist lining on the front of your eye and around your eyelids. This helps your glands produce better quality tears that spread smoothly and stay in place longer. The carotenoids and vitamin E act like steady caretakers for the cells on the eye surface, helping keep them working well so your eyes feel more comfortable even after a full day of screens and reading. Most studies suggest around 500 to 1,000 milligrams of CB buckthorn oil daily, often divided between morning and night. For eye comfort, taking your last dose with a light evening snack can help absorption and may reduce any mild stomach upset. Over 2 to 4 weeks, most people feel less burning on waking and fewer gritty sensations under the eyelids. Over a couple of months, many describe blinking feeling smoother, and the first few minutes of the morning being clearer instead of a blur they have to blink through. I worked with a retired teacher named Patricia, who told me for the first time in years I can open my eyes in the morning without bracing for that scratchy sting. She didn't change everything at once. She simply added sea buckthorn oil with her evening snack and stuck with it. Oil 5, avocado oil. The fifth and final oil focuses on the center of your vision, the part that lets you read, recognize faces, and see fine detail. For many older adults, the hardest part of vision changes isn't total loss. It's the slow slipping away of the details that once felt simple. Faces across the room look softer. Small print needs stronger light, and headlights or bright store signs can feel harsh at night. Avocado oil has become a focus in recent years because of its special pigments and vitamin content. Scientists noticed that in regions where this oil was a regular part of meals, complaints about central blur and nighttime glare were lower than expected for age. In one controlled trial, adults over 65 were given a measured dose of avocado oil each day for 6 months, while a similar group received an oil without the specific pigments. Researchers tracked changes in macular pigment density and contrast sensitivity using standard eye tests. By the end of the study, the avocado oil group showed a measurable rise in macular pigment optical density in the central retina, while the comparison group stayed almost flat. Participants using avocado oil also improved their ability to see fine patterns and reported fewer issues with glare. Avocado oil helps because it's rich in 2 key pigments, lutein and zeaxanthin, which your body stores right in the macula, the small area that lets you see faces, words, and fine detail. These pigments work like internal sunglasses for your most sensitive cells, soaking up a portion of the blue light that hits your eyes from lamps, screens, and the sun. The oil's high monounsaturated fat content makes it easier for these pigments to travel in the blood and move into the retinal layers where they're needed. To use avocado oil for your eyes, choose a cold rest, unrefined version with a rich, natural color and mild buttery taste. In the evening, about an hour before bed, take 1 to 2 teaspoons with a light snack like a piece of whole grain toast or a few slices of vegetables. You can drizzle it over a simple salad, mix it into plain yogurt, or take it straight from a spoon, followed by a sip of water. When you begin this habit, expect changes to unfold slowly. In the first few weeks, shifts may feel very subtle, such as a bit less strain when reading under normal lighting. Over 2 to 3 months, some people notice that glare bothers them less and that the center of their vision feels more reliable for everyday tasks. I worked with a man in his late 70s who had started avoiding evening card games with friends because the small numbers and overhead lights made his eyes ache. His daughter suggested he add a spoonful of avocado oil to his simple supper each night. After a couple of months, he realized he was no longer asking for the brightest seat at the table and could follow the game without leaning in or squinting. He told me, "I feel like I got a piece of my evenings back." Here's how you can turn these simple bedtime oils into a quiet promise to your eyes. A small, steady act that helps them feel cared for after a long day. Move into this slowly, add 1 change at a time, and give your eyes space to adapt. Think of it as building a steady rhythm over months, not days. Month 1. Start with fish oil as your deep foundation. Take 100 to 2,500 milliliters before bed with a small snack. This steady supply helps your retina stay strong and well-fed. Month 2. Add extra virgin olive oil, your gentle moisture keeper. 1 teaspoon to 1 tablespoon with your evening meal helps support the surface of your eye and the tears that keep it smooth. Month 3. Bring in black seed oil, your quiet calmer. 1 teaspoon with a fat-containing snack helps settle the inflammation that can make eye tissues feel hot and strained. Month 4. Add sea buckthorn oil and avocado oil. Together, they support both the tears on the surface and the sensitive center that lets you read and recognize faces. This step-by-step layering gives your body time to learn each new support, then build on it. To make this real in your life, keep a little notebook by your bed and write 1 or 2 simple lines most days. Note things like, woke up with less burning, or reading felt easier tonight. Over time, these notes will show you a path, not just single good days, but steady improvement. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, please type "I watched till the end" in the comments below. It helps me know this message is reaching the people who need it most, and it helps YouTube share this information with more seniors struggling with vision changes. And then tell me, which oil are you going to start with? Fish oil for deep retinal support, olive oil for surface moisture, black seed oil for inflammation, sea buckthorn for tears, or avocado oil for central vision? Let me know in the comments if this video was helpful. Please give it a thumbs up and share it with someone you care about, a parent, a spouse, a friend who's been worried about their eyesight. And if you haven't already, subscribe to this channel for more science-backed natural health strategies created especially for older adults who want to stay independent and strong. Thank you for being here. Remember, taking care of your eyes means taking care of your independence, your confidence, and your connection to the world around you. Stay well, stay consistent, and keep giving your body the tools it needs to thrive. This is Dr. Williams Thompson, and I'll see you in the next